Hi guys, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at a great big slip joint. Well, it's not too big, it's under the 3-inch laws, but this is a slip joint by Boker Plus. So the Boker Plus line is quite good. It's got a stop at 90 degrees and then a stop where it's open, and this thing's got a strong spring, very close to being a locking knife in terms of how well it works and holds. Nice recurve, hollow grind, less than 3 inches for the blade. Feels really good in the hand. If you're looking for a slip joint that is legal in most places around the globe, of course I can't say everywhere, this knife might be the knife that you want to get because of all the good things about it. If you're interested in this knife, stick around for the full review. I really like the Boker Plus line, and this knife comes from the Boker Plus line, and so that's why I'm showing it to you guys today. The Boker Plus Worldwide by Chad Los Banos. Not sure exactly how to say his name. Chad is a police officer in Hawaii. That's his full-time job, and he's also a knife designer. He's designed a number of knives, and this is one of them. This Worldwide is designed for that purpose, to be a knife that should be accessible and legal in most countries around the world. The model number, Boker's number, is 01BO569. It's got Aussite steel, Rockwell hardness 56, 57, something around that. Zytel handle scales. Zytel is just a fancy brand name for a type of nylon. So we've got nylon handle scales there. It's a slip joint knife. We've got a 4-position pocket clip. That's a good thing. Great for a worldwide knife to also be, totally ambidextrous knife and every position that anybody wants. We've got a hollow grind with a recurve, drop point blade with a swedge. We've got jimping back here, jimping on the handle as well, and a nice thick handle that's over 1 inch from the spine to the belly of the handle, and it just gets thicker until we've got that index finger choil. It's a bit of a weighty knife with that heavy steel spring back here, and then we've got nice steel liners. There's a little bit of skeletonizing that went on those liners, and it's a knife that I think a lot of people would be interested in. Even if you don't travel internationally very much. I basically travel between Canada and the United States a little bit. I've got some family in the US. Let's talk about the dimensions of this thing, and then we'll keep moving forward. So it's a drop point blade, hollow grind. I mentioned that. The size. The cutting edge, 6.8 centimeters, 2.7 inches. The blade length is the same because I measured right from the end of the handle to the tip, easily within that 3-inch laws because you're 2.7. Lots of room there, over 1/4 inch play. Nobody's going to measure it badly and say this is illegal. The blade thickness is 3.2 millimeters, which is 0.125 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.6 millimeters, which is 0.021 inches. That's pretty good. The handle thickness is 1.3 centimeters, which is 0.5 inches, right on the nose. The handle length is 10.5 centimeters, 4.1 inches. The grip area, and I measured from the front of this choil to where this handle starts curving back up a lot. That's 7.7 centimeters, right on 3 inches. The total length of this knife when the blade is deployed is 17.3 centimeters, 6.8 inches. And the weight of this guy, if they didn't skeletonize it, it'd be too heavy. It's 5.4 ounces, 153 grams. And thankfully they skeletonized it and kept it under 6 ounces. It's a cool knife. I like it. It cuts really, really well. If you want to buy this knife, the prices vary depending on where you buy it. So you need to shop around. Amazon's got it for $41.05 free shipping. That's US. I couldn't find it on Amazon.ca. Sorry, guys. Amazon.com. We've got Knife Center. They're cheaper, $35.95, but you got to pay shipping there. That's US as well. A Canadian source for this is a really good price source. We've got Blades Canada. Formerly, they kept on calling themselves Warriors and Wonders. Their website address is still Warriors and Wonders. But the more that I see from them, more of their emails, more of their advertising, they're calling themselves Blades Canada. $44.39 Canadian. So that's actually cheaper than the Amazon price when you take in account the exchange rate. Of course, you're going to have to pay some shipping with Blades Canada. Over across in Europe, I'm not sure exactly where Heine Hayes is, but probably it's got to be in UK because it's in pounds. 31.95 pounds for this knife. Hopefully that's a good price. I don't really know about the exchange rates between pounds and US dollars. I haven't been following it quite well enough. The fit and finish of this knife, I think Chad did a really good job designing this. It's a really simple, straightforward design, and Boker Plus did a good job with the fit and finish on everything. Everything lines up. It's nice and smooth. The only thing that doesn't quite line up is the jimping of this back spring and the liner on the pocket clip side. What's right now the pocket clip side. It doesn't quite line up. The other side lines up better. Yeah, it's not a big deal. So that nylon stuff is done really well. I like this milled out area here and back here. It actually adds to the grip because when you're holding it, your fingers come in right in there and sort of hang on to that. So that's really good. The 4-way pocket clip, that's a really big plus. I'll show you what it looks like with the pocket clip. The pocket clip, let's put that down right there. When you put the pants in the pocket, so I keep knocking the camera around, don't have a lot of room. It sits like that. So we've got, just over maybe 1/4 of an inch, almost a centimeter of knife showing off. And then you can see the pocket clip. That's when it's in the tip down position. The tip up position is almost identical. So no matter which way you carry it, you're going to have the same exposure in your pocket. So that's good. Everything's Torx construction, but you've got 2 different sizes. I believe that's a 6 and this is a 9 right here on the body. Those 2 screws are bigger because they hold that back spring together and hold it on. And the other one is the pivot pin right there. And that holds it all together. What are the pros and cons of this knife? Really good grip. When you've got it deployed, your hand is in there. Really sturdy, strong grip. I just love the grip on this knife. You've got many different hand positions. Many different grips are going to work with this knife. And it just, feels good in the hand. That's one of the best parts about this knife. I need to do your cut test, don't I? I got to do the cut test for this guy. No problem, cutting paper. Let's try some of this Molly type of stuff. Cuts that really, really easily. It just cuts. The belly on here is just great. No problem there. Let's do a few layers of paracord here. There we go. We got 4 layers of paracord. Zips through all of those easily, squeezily. No problem. And that's the greatest thing about this knife is they made, Chad made a great design. This thing cuts really, really well. No problems. I could do a whole bunch of cut tests and you're going to be impressed with all of them. This knife rocks as far as cutting goes. Pros and the cons of this knife. One of the big pros is that pocket clip. Another big pro is the grip. You can grip it any way you want. It feels good in the hand. Nice jimping up here. It adds a lot of extra grip to it. The jimping on the handle scale even helps a little bit there, but not anywhere near as much as this jimping here. Feels good and it adds and it helps. The lanyard hole is in the perfect spot. a lot of knives have got a lanyard hole in a bad spot, but this guy's perfect. And it's a nice little tunnel, so it's easy to get your paracord through there. The Zytel styling, I already talked about that. That adds to your grip. The recurve on this blade, that's one of those things that could go either way. Some people don't like recurves. Other people like recurves. So depending on which group you're in, it might be a pro, it might be a con. I like the recurve. It's not so aggressive that it's going to be terribly hard to sharpen this knife. If you don't know how to sharpen recurves, practice. And I'm going to be doing a video. I was going to do it this year, but then my mom took ill, and I'll still do it this year. I'll be able to do it until the fall, is what I'm saying, because I'm going to go visit her for most of July and almost all of August. And so when I get back, I'll get back into the swing of things, and I'll start doing those other videos that I've been meaning to do. Like the stonewash video that I've been putting away. There's a few videos that how-to type things, Kydex sheath making. I'm going to have to wait until the fall for all of those things. Sorry about that, guys. Another thing that's kind of, either you like it or you don't like it, is that the steel is AUS 8. Some guys don't like AUS 8, especially after last year. A lot of people hated on AUS 8 in 2016. I think AUS 8 is a decent budget steel. It's not, the top end of the budget range, but it's certainly not on the bottom end of the budget range. It's right smack dab in the middle of the budget range. And maybe the price for this knife is saying it should have a better steel. Maybe. That's an opinion question, and that's up to you. If it costs any more than it does, I would definitely say that it should have a better steel. I would like it to cost less with AUS 8. So I'm on the fence as well. I don't mind AUS 8 for itself, but at this price, I would like a little bit better steel on there. The other big con, the last thing, I think the back spring on this thing is too strong. You have to end up, grabbing it something like this to get it to come and break. But what you're doing then is you're often getting your thumb in the way. It's just not very safe. Once it's at the 90-degree angle, it's easy to be safe and close it. That's not a problem. And when you go to open it, you can't just sort of pinch and open it. It's really hard. You really do need to get a nail in there, but your nails better be strong. If your nails aren't strong, you're going to break a nail opening this thing up. Now, once it's open, it's easy enough to pinch it on that hollow grind and pull it the rest of the way open. The detent to stop it halfway is quite strong, and I'm trusting it. Just go halfway and then you can close it. I don't like that it's that strong. Boker Plus should have made that spring, that back spring, just a little bit weaker. There you go. That's the knife. I like it. You got any questions, comments? What do you want to know about this? What do you want to hear? Ask your questions anyways. Thanks for being patient with the responses, because while I'm traveling and stuff, it might take a while to respond. Thank you for that patience. Remember, when you've got a knife, always cut towards your chum and not your thumb.